Hello. My name is Anton. I'm a CEO and founder kone.vc. We implement AI to the businesses. We are partner Open AI, working with the SMB channel. And welcome to our big and complex course about AI implementation in business and ChatGPT Business Quick Start. First of all, we share all our courses, useful materials, guides, playbooks in our learning platforms. Go inside app.kone.vc. Here is a lot of information, useful information. It's for free. You don't need to pay anything. And you can find for you a lot of values in materials, implementation, and bonuses from us, like a partner of OpenAI. Let's start. What participants will be able to do? Here is, you can find 5 things. First of all, discover, identify expensive, repeatable, and high friction tasks. We can find these tasks and we can reduce it and we can automate it with the AI. Next one, it's a prioritize. Here is we select opportunities by business value, feasible, and risk. We can define, I share with you our model, how we can work in the project, and it's super interesting for you. I hope it's useful for you, right? Next one, it's launch, ChatGPT Business, and the focus pilot. I share a lot of information about implementation AI into business. You can understand how you can do it, first tasks, and so on. Next one, integrate, connect the data required for executive and team workflows. Additionally, I share with you a lot of information about workflows, how it's make more clear and more efficiency. And the last one, it's a scale, move from conversation to agents with governance and ROI. I share with you the metrics, the numbers where and you need to scale your company. The course is designed around practical implementation, not AI experimental for its own sake. Okay. First section, find the right work for AI. Start with business problems, real routines, and measurable value, not tools. It's high important things in this part and for the whole our course. I'll start with a business problem, not with AI. In our practice, we have 2 directions, what's wrong and what's right. And wrong position when you start working with a tool, how it looks by a tool, as prompts, search for a use case. It's wrong position because we can adopt it very well for our company, for our teams, and we start thinking from the tools. But the right starting position, find a costly problem, map the process, define the value, and choose the simplest useful solutions. Yep, I prefer this, and in our implementation projects, we start all these things, and in our course, I'm sharing with you the real practice, what you can do on your side, and you can understand correctly what tasks you can automate and what value you will have after it. The main success question, what business result should improve and how will we know? And the business outcomes, what we can work with, it's a time, it's a cost, it's a revenue, speed, quality, and decision making. Here is, I explain that all automation and AI implementation to the business, working with, I think, 3 and 5 things, areas. First of all, it's a conversation. It's like your assistant when you're working for, communicate, chatting, and so on. And this is your additional AI brain. You work with it, and you can solve more difficult tasks with your AI brain. Next one, it's automation. You can work with the agents, and agents helps you with a different task. It's daily routines, it's a repeatable task, and so on. And here is you or part of your team who has a big salary and don't need to work with a simple task. We can automate it, and next one, we optimize the salary for this person or the whole your team, and it's a good option to implement AI. Build a 5-day task inventory. Job descriptions are to general and capture how work actually happens. Here is what we need to done in our first task. We need to record at least 20 real weekly tasks before deciding what should be automated. First of all, it's a task, what it is done. Next one, it's a frequency, how often, daily, weekly, monthly, and so on. Next one, it's time, how long have you been working with this task? Next one, it's a tools. What tools do you use in this task? It's a Gmail, it's your CRM, your, for example, Shopify, and so on. Next one, it's output. What's the result you need on the end of this task? Yep, and last one is judgment. How human? Can we switch a human to a robot, to the agent? It's real or not? For example, if you need to make something creative task, we need a human here. Or for example, if you're working with bank documents or for example, prepared agreements for our clients, we need to make human in the loop, and we need to double check with the human brain, right? Chapter 3, find the most expensive task. How it works, optimization of the salary. For example, we have a senior manager. It costs $80 per hour. And we have task manual reporting, and we have 5 hours per week. If we calculate it, and here is, you have hourly cost, hourly per month, and we have $15,360 per year. It's a potential recovered value. It's a lot. But here we have additional things like cost. It's a cost of delay, rework, or errors. And you can understand correctly amount of these options, additional options, right? The goal is not to remove the executive. It is to return executive time to executive work, to communication, to manage something, and so on. And all paperwork or manual works we can delegate to AI. Identify repeatable high-frequency work. Here is example. What task get some money, gets not money, get some time, and we can automate it too. For example, meeting summaries, follow-up emails, CRM updates, weekly reporting, and so on. We have 10 minutes saved, and on 10 tasks per day, on 5 days, and equal 8 hours saved per employee each week. If you have big company, for example, 20 employees, you can understand how amount of money we can find here in this automation every week, every month. Here is an important slide, because here is we can find and prioritize opportunities with a simple matrix. Yeah, here is a matrix when we can find business value and implementation easy. I recommend start from the right top slide, quick wins, because here is we have high value and easy to implement. For example, it's a meeting summaries, proposal drafts, knowledge assistant. If we can solve it with AI, automated, we have additional value, and I think super easy. Next one, I recommend to go up and down, bottom, productivity gains. It's moderate value and easy to implement. For example, it's research, translation, email drafting, and so on, right? Third one, it's a strategic projects. It have a high value, harder to implement. For example, executive dashboard, forecasting, cross-platform intelligence. And the last one, the big question, avoid or postpone. Low value and high complexity. Here is rare processes, unreliable data, unclear ownership. Yeah, I don't recommend to automate it on the first step, and maybe on the next step you can make it a task more clear. Next one, launch the right pilot. Here is we can find leadership, our users, ROI, and narrow first implementation. Start with the leadership and find a power user. Here is a 4 tasks. First one, we need to find executive sponsor. Says the objective, removes blockers, and reviews value. We can find in our team who is a sponsor, who can work with other team members, with executives, with staff, and share the ideas that AI implementation of AI can give our company a lot of values. Next one, we need to find AI power users. He needs to test workflows, support colleagues, and documents best practices. Here is we need to find this user. He worked with our team and share their experience. Basically, it's a guy who use AI every day for their personal needs. They use and next one, he shared this experience for other team. For us, basically, AI power user, it's a marketer or maybe a technical guy, and the executive sponsor. In our experience, it's maybe CEO or a CMO or a CIO or CTO. Third one, it's a process owner, defines the real processes and validates their results. Process owners can be not one person, because if we have some department, for example, sales, marketing, and operations, we have find process owners in all these departments, and they manage their activity inside. They can manage their teams, they manage the tasks, and can prioritize it, and so on. And the last one, it's a technical owner. He handles access, integration, security, and reliability. Most of all, it's not a big problem, because in the most companies we have technical staff, and and they can work with all activities inside. AI adoption is a change management initiative supported by technology, not only a technology project. The main problem here is we need to work with the mental of the audience, with their psychological things. For example, a lot of users don't never work with AI, and only, I think, 3% globally work with AI every week. Yeah, and we need to teach people, share with them learning materials like this, and so on. And so basically, like you can see you can remember for 20 years ago, it's like smart and intelligent PC user, and now it's AI. The next one here is we build the ROI model before implementation. It's super important here. ROI, it's the financial benefit minus implementation cost. Yep, and what the 4 things what we can improve? It's time saved. Here is hours recovered on hourly cost. Next one, it's a revenue, it's a conversion on our website, on our sales, and so on, speed and retention of the clients. Next one, it's a cost for software outsourcing, rework, and so on, because we have AI and maybe we don't need additional software, or we implement AI in our technology and we don't need additional, for example, coach, sales coach, or so, and so on. And we can optimize our budget in these things. And the last one, it's a quality. Here is we reduce errors, consistency, and make more satisfaction from our team and basically our clients. Measure the baseline before the pilot. Without a baseline, value becomes a story instead of evidence. Here is how it works. It's choose one pilot, not the whole company. And here is 9 steps in this area. First of all, we need to find the problem, right? What's the main problem we want to solve? You can remember this matrix. Don't try to solve all the problems, only one and the most important, right? Next one, we need to find the metrics and we need to write it because on the last one we checked the what we want and what we have after our pilot project. Next one, it's a users. We can find one department on one part of our team for pilot projects. Yep. Next one, it's a create workspace, ChatGPT Business, and set up it. Next one, to make training for our team. I start working with the kickoff session. And next one, every week, I prefer and I suggest for you to make training to work with these tools, because the main problem, if the ordinary people has the one little problem, they stop working with AI, and we start working with their papers, Excel, and so on. And I highly recommend to have the high speed in this process and working with the training of this team, because it's super important. They need support as a person or a team who helps them in this implementation stage. And from start from the 6, I start our pilot project only when people start working with our new tools and our ecosystem. It's the start our pilot project. We have the questions, and here is this feedback sessions. We need to work with it. We need to fix and update our workflow, because it's a real project. We have numbers, we have questions, we have troubles and so on, and we need solve here without any questions. And the next 2 things, it's a measure. We need to understand the first metrics and our final metrics. And we need to understand, for example, we need to improve the numbers in the sales department or on the marketing department. And we need to understand, we improve it or not. For example, in my experience, we working with marketing department, and we working with CTR, conversion to rate, on our website. On the pilot project, we want to make it x2, and we need to understand if do or not, right? Well, for example, with our sales cycle, we need to earn more here, and we need to understand it's okay or not. And the last one, it's a scale or stop, or we need maybe fix and update our activities. Best pilot, it's a visible value plus measurable result plus accessible data plus committed owners. It's an ideal, and in all our projects I find it. It's offer for you, book a meeting with me, connect, and we discuss about your company, your needs, and I share with you our experience, what we can help with you, and so on. Feel free to ask me and book an appointment, and the next time what's be available for you. Next chapter, it's a ChatGPT Business Quick Start. Here we create a shared workspace, which is from communication and connect the right data. We start from the first thing, and you need to know that ChatGPT Business, it's a workspace, not only a writing tool. Have you used it, like, for example, ChatGPT Frigo or additional personal license? Because here is we have 2 things. It's a personal productivity. It's we can write, summarize, analyze, translate, and research in the business needs. In the second one, you have team workflows, shared instruction assistant, repeatable processes, workflow agents, GPTs, skills, and all the things we use common in our workspace. But the chat is different. Chats, you can find information in the chats your colleague. You can. It's like private, right? And the administrator of the workspace can see information inside. Third one, we integrate a business system. We connect company data, tools, and automation. And basically, in our process, we integrate, for example, Shopify, CRM system, your Gmail, for example, your Google Docs, where we share all your data of your company. We integrate Google Analytics and so on. And we need to find and integrate the important tools on this stage. Recommended maturity paths. Conversation, start from a conversation in AI. Next one is reusable prompt, like GPTs, for example. Next one, it's assistants to working more deeply. And next one, it's a workflow automation inside, and go to the agents. Configure the workspace intentionally. Here is the example what 8 steps we need to do. We need to find ownership and admins, access and permissions. It's not difficult, it's super useful and easy because you need to add your email for your coworker and the access go to his email. Data policy, yep, we need to get access to share the chats or so on. Shared instructions, yeah, we have instructions for hosting, for account, for projects. It's skills, it's custom instructions too, and so on. And we need to create it for company needs and especially for the team members in different roles. Approved assistants, right? Human review rules when we need a human in the loop. What's the processes we need to check all this information inside, for example, with the bank statement, working with the clients, last mile when AI share with us and create for us, for example, some sales documents. And the last step, it's a human review these documents and share it for the clients. Support owner, it's super important. We need to find this technical user and onboarding. I highly recommend to share our onboarding for our AI workflow in onboarding stage only for the first day working our employee in our company, because he can understand that this is AI first company and they use ChatGPT Business workspace for their needs, and he can try to do it from their first day. I suggest share it for this area: executive, sales, marketing, support, operations, and acknowledge. Next one, it's a teach to a team how to communicate with AI. It's on one side, it's super easy. Everybody use AI like ChatGPT and so on. But no, here is we have some additional things. Based on the role, we need to work with the context. For example, I prefer to work with my voice. I dictate prompts inside, and after it, I share the more context for AI. Next one, it's objective and the input, what we have on input, for example, it's a Google Sheet on or CSV and so on. Constraints. Next one, it's output, what we need here is make presentation. It's maybe some documents, what format and so on. Quality, right? What amount, for example, of pages we need, or what's the quality for whom this document and so on. And examples, right? Weak prompt, analyze our sales, and strong prompt, define the period, metrics, comparison, risks, hypothesis, and required executive format, right? It's a good options and to add more context inside, and it works. Here is example because um, our main idea to work with the executive and mostly with the founders. And on the first stage, we need to make from the founder AI ambassador for all this implementation stage. After it, where the founders can find a lot of value for him, he can share it for the whole team without any problem. Here is example for this work. It's a SEO AI dashboard for the SEO. You can see these bubbles, what we integrate here: Shopify, support and ticket system, CRM, advertising, finance, and analytics. And after it, SEO have the strong assistant who can work with a lot of data. For example, day one implementation, we start our consulting sessions with the CEO of the company, and we integrate important tools inside. And after it, in our experience, and I think it's a whole our projects CEO start working 24 hours per day and communicate with the assistants. For example, hey, assistant, what's important in our Shopify? Can you share with me analytics from the last period and compare it from in other period? Yep. What's pros or cons? What recommendation can you share with me? We have some data. Okay, next one. Please check our Google Analytics and find the problems in this stage. Okay, what's important in our CRM? What's how amount of the B2B customers here, and what amount of money we are waiting for in the next week? And with advertisings, it's performed or not. We fired the numbers of our money in advertising, or it's a positive ROI. Yep, and it's what this works. The assistant should separate confirmed data, calculation, hypothesis, recommendation, and missing information. And our CEO, like our AI ambassador or influencer, can find this for them. And I hope, and I see in the whole process, it's available. Here is the list of the question leaders should be able to ask. It's all about the revenue, updates, and so on. And it's a strong questions you can see, and you can work with it on the implementation period. Here we can see how we can connect only the data required for the questions. It's an important question because we don't need to integrate all your tools in your company. We need to integrate only these tools who can helps AI and to answer your correct questions. Yep. We have business questions, require data, source and owner permissions, connect, validate, and monitoring. And the data quality checklist, it's 8 steps. It needs to be complete, current, consistent, no duplicates, clear definitions, trusted owners. For example, with the Shopify, we can connect 2 different MCP. One, it's like application inside ChatGPT, and you can see all information in your Shopify account, right? With the drafts, with the copies, and so on. And next one, you can connect MCP only on your storefront. And here is you can find only relevant data, what your potential customers see. It's 2 different communication. And for our questions, basically, you need to choose what you need. More connections do not automatically create more value. Every integration should answer a real business question. Here is our offer. Get 1 free ChatGPT Business license. Write us on email, and I share with you 1 free ChatGPT license, like OpenAI partner in the SMB channel. Disclaimer: for ChatGPT Business Workspace, start working from the 2 license. It's a minimum, and you need to buy 1 license for $25 per month. And you can calculate, you can get ChatGPT Business license per $12.5 per license because one it's free and one it's paid. Okay. We continue. Next one is from assistants to agents. It's a scale project. Here we need to standardize team workflows, automate the predictable, and keep humans in control. We need to build specialized assistants for department. I prefer these four things because in the most companies it's a super important department. Sales, here you can make research, call analysis, follow-ups, and proposal. Right? In marketing, campaign analysis, research, working with the content, and working with the hypothesis. Next one is support. Here we have classification, draft, sentiment, and escalation. And the next one, we're working with the operations, working with the project updates, risk, and the reporting. Create an assistant only when the role is clear, the process repeats, and the quality can be checked. Move from conversation to a repeatable workflow. Here is how it works, our repeatable tasks. For example, we are working with the conversation. We start from the transcript arrives, from the, for example, Loom or other tools. Next one, AI summarize all this data. Next one, it's needs and objections. Write follow-ups draft. Human review this information, and it's going to the update the CRM or our tracker. Use AI for interpretation, language classification, and reasoning, and use traditional automation for predictable system actions. You can use old style of automation to share documents from the one area to the another area, and use AI, for example, to working with the speech, working with the documents, and so on. Adopt agents only when the process is ready. Agents readiness, it's clear boundaries, reliable inputs, permitted actions, measurable success, failure handling, human escalation, and review logs. Here is how we can start from the assistant and go to the autonomous agents. Start with the assistants working with the chat. It's a first step. Most companies start working with it. It's super easy, clear, and for the your team members, it's not a big deal. Next one, you standardized assistant. You start working with the GPTs, for example. Next one, you can start working with the connected assistant. Next, we start working with the AI workflow. And here is we can work with the repeatable tasks in ChatGPT. Next one is the supervised agents. We start working with workspace agents. It's a ChatGPT Business. It's unlimited. You don't need to pay for tokens, for example. And the last one, you create autonomous agents. Autonomous agents you can create with a codex or work, ChatGPT work, and it's super useful and valuable things. And on the last one, we can automate the processes, and it works autonomous without any additional things. Next one, adaptation, governance, and scale. Turn successful use cases into operating model for the company. Here is we need to build adoption habits, not only access. It's super important things because your team member need to use AI like their right hand, and they need to work with it every day. If he thinks, for example, if they think about, for example, when they can work with it in for example, Google Sheets, they solve this task for 5 hours, and with the ChatGPT, they can solve it for the 20 minutes. They need to prefer ChatGPT Business because it's faster and for more useful, right? And it start from these things, start for the AI fundamentals. As I need to understand how you can work with AI, how you can communicate with them, what's the prompting, how you can, what's the good or not prompt, right? Net, it's prompting practice. It's every week implementation project. I work in our with our clients to share with them more useful information how they can solve this task. Yep, using connectors like apps, working with Dictate, share more context. Next one, it's a department workflow. The different departments have different tasks, and it's a different usage of AI. One company need to connect their bank statement. Next company need to something different, and here is we need to adopt all this workflow for the department for more efficiency. And last one is advanced usage. Here is to to work with the codex or ChatGPT work. And here is your advanced working, and I share this information too. But I recommend to use them step by step because it's super important. Yeah. If we say about reinforcement mechanism, here is 5 things. It's a weekly use case review. Because I shared with you information before about our generalists inside power users, and it's good things is weekly we share all new ideas how we can automate it for the whole team. Yeah. Additionally, we can share the prompt library or personal skills where all your team members have access to it. And for example, I write the skills who can help me with the right content for the Instagram, for example. And I share for the other team members, and it's super useful if they say, thanks, Anton, for sharing with me and your collaboration inside your company. It's super good options. Reinforcement learning, it's here is yeah. Next one, power users office hours. I recommend 1 hour per week. It's like sessions with the power users where they share their experience, FAQ, and give feedback for activities from their team. External success stories. Yeah, it's additional things. For example, oh, hey, John, in this week I started working with my mail more efficiency. How? Ask Peter. I connected to my ChatGPT and write agents, and now I working with the bank statement super easy. I don't need to every day share it to my accountant. I do it in automatically and only check the logs. It's everything is okay or not. Yep, it's a good success stories, and after it, Peter tried to do it in himself too. Yeah. And monthly ROI report, we need to understand if the good numbers we go next or not, or we have the problems in the implementation project. Match human control to the risk level. Yeah, it's additional important things, and we start from the low risk, and here is for example, it's brainstorming summaries, internal drafts. It's a low risk. We don't need shade for the human because it's low risk. Like medium risk, for example, customer draft analyze the proposal. We need to require to review with a human. And the high risk here is, for example, payment, legal commitment, hiring, public statement. Here is explicit approval. Yeah, and you need to understand these things in your business processes. Measure the pilot with evidence. Yeah, here is the 4 things. First one, it's adaptation. And we need to find active users and check its frequency and workflow completed. And the numbers here is the positive things that we are doing everything is okay, correct. Next one, efficiency. It's how saved cycle time, manual steps removed. Yeah, it's additional. We can understand all these things in numbers. Next one, the quality, the errors, revisions, consistency, satisfaction. Yeah. And this additional question for, I think here is more conversation, everything is okay. But for example, if you work with the tasks or we can automate it too, right? And last is the businesses. It's a revenue, conversion, cost, response, speed. Yeah, here is additional things with the marketing, sales department when we can understand these numbers. As a review, decide deliberately, improve, expand, redesign, or stop. Yeah. And here is how it looks a scale through repeatable phases. First of all, it's a start from executive adoption in my practice because I like it. I am a serial entrepreneur too, and I know the business language, and I know how the businesses live and their phases. And we start with executive adoptions. Executive share with us. Okay, as guys, let's start our pilot projects, and we can design the first pilot team. Yep. Next one we share inside the company knowledge, and integrate them. Google Drive and additional things inside, information about our company, about our clients and our services. Next one, we working with department workflows, for example, marketing, sales, operations, and so on. Integrate and automations. We need to use native applications or create them from scratch. And last one, it's a limited agents, what's working with our automation. And here is our last section. It's implementation roadmap, where you can find a lot of data here. And it's a convert a course into a practical 30 days launch and 90 days operating plan. Here is the first 30 days. Week first, it's a discovery. We create task inventory, what I share with you, expensive work and repeatable work. Weeks 2, we prioritization. We're working through the ROI, pilot use cases, and the baseline and the policies. And week 3, we can work with the workspace setup. We configuring assistance, training, and the tests. Then the week 6, pilot launch. Daily usage feedback, measurable, and iterations. The pilot launch starts on the last mile only when the users start working with your system. It's super important, and please note, but before you need all these prepared things. Here is a 90-day roadmap and how it works. I share with you a foundation for the first month, discovery, setup, training, first real users. Second month, working with the workflows, shared assistant dashboards, first integration. And the third month, automation and scale, measurable workflows, new teams, and edges opportunities. Yep. Here is, I share with you your AI implementation playbook. It's 12 steps, what you need to do. We start from the business goals. Next one, we're going to the task inventory. We're working with the opportunity matrix, what I share with you. We need to pilot brief, working with the ROI models of our integration, working with the workspace plan. Next one, executive dashboard, what we shared was our CEOs. Next one is a system design for the department or not. Next one, integration map, what apps and tools we need to integrate inside. Next thing is the governance rules, training plan for our team, and start working with a 90-day roadmap. And the last one, it's a 12 implementation principles, what we need to do in our projects. Start with the business problems. One important problem, what we need to solve. Next one, find expensive and repeatable tasks. This practice I share with you on the start of our course. Please do it on your side. And I think it's super useful. I can share with you more information. Next one is calculate ROI before building, because we need to understand what you want, what's the value of the thing, and what are the metrics numbers you get after this, and you want after this process. Next one, use the executive sponsor and power user, super important. And I think somebody, for example, if you can see this course, I think you're or executive sponsor or your power user. Next one, it's a launched focused pilot in the department on part of your team. Begin with the communication, I mean with the communication with the assistant. And next, move gradually to workflow and agents step by step. Don't recommend to move faster and automate all the things. Next one, connect only required data is super important. Don't try to integrate all the things because you don't need on this stage. Next one, keep humans in high risk decisions, right? For important things and measure adoption and business value. Every time I highly recommend to you to get the numbers of these projects because super important. You can understand only in numbers what's happened here. Scale after evidence for whole your team and other departments. And the last one, document the operating model because you need to understand what we done on all these projects. And the last one, AI shouldn't create more complexity. It should return time, improve decisions, and make the business easier to operate. Start with one problem, prove the value, and then scale. My name is Anton. I'm founder and the CEO of kone.vc. We are partner OpenAI SMB channel. And let's meet with you on desk. I have in description all information about our services. Go to our learning platform and let's see the meeting with you. Thanks for watching. Please share this course for your team members or your colleagues and see you.